I used to have the belief that my genetics dictated the fact that I was good at deadlifting and bad at benching, and man, was I wrong. So, I want to talk about this because a lot of us will do this with any given exercise, whether you convince yourself that you're bad at overhead pressing because of your leverages, or you're bad at pull ups because of your leverages, or I can't deadlift because I have short little legs, or whatever the case might be. You might have a genetic variance in your body, whether it's long legs, long torso, short torso, or whatever may have you, that will give you better or worse leverage on a lift, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be bad at the lift for the indefinite future of your lifting career. And the reason I say this is because I, again, used to be part of that camp. I've hit 405 on deadlift numerous times, all at the pounds, at like a low body weight, like between 150 and 160, all throughout my lifting life. And the only reason I ever got 405 and beyond is because I genuinely liked deadlifting. And so I did deadlift more frequently than I would do most other lifts. And not only did I do it more frequently, but I also did it more ambitiously. I'd get hyped up for it. I would go into the workout really getting excited and being like, man, I just can't wait to deadlift again. Last time I did 395, today I do 405. I even got to a point where I was 160 and I did 405 for 10 reps. And so, you know, I didn't get there because I was just naturally good at deadlifting. Yes, I have longer arms and legs, which gives me better leverage for the deadlift. But when I started, I could barely pull two plates, you know. I mean, one plate was a hard enough thing for me when I started lifting. I just was eager about it, and I obsessed over it to the point where eventually I got really, really, really good at deadlifting. And so this past year, I finally talked myself out of that bullshit mentality of you're just bad at bench, you're just bad at bench, you're just bad at bench. And, you know, I went from barely feeling comfortable and confident with 185 on the bar for 10 to being able to do 205 for 10 pretty well. And, you know, unfortunately, I had a pec injury, so I haven't done barbell bench in a little while, but I do know that I'm building up back up with my dumbbells right now. And before you know it, I'll be able to do things like that and beyond it in the near future. And it's not because I'm naturally good at bench or naturally bad at bench, but it's because I'm excited to lift and I'm excited to put my energy where I want to put it. And that's what I want to get across to you guys. You might tell yourself you are naturally bad at something, and that negative energy you carry towards that lift is going to be the reason that you're right. It's not going to be because of your body, your genetics, or whatever the hell it is. It's literally because you're telling yourself a story that you suck at something, so you're not looking for the way to get good at it, as opposed to saying, I suck at it right now, but I will be better at it in a year's time or 2 years' time. And that's another thing that I want to touch on is a lot of people think that within 6 months to a year, they got to be really good at something because they saw someone else do it and that's what just dictated that they were good at that. They just had a higher starting point than you. That doesn't mean that they necessarily are going to be better than you at it forever, because I've seen people that can bench 200-300 pounds easy, but their progression is slow, if not non-existent, because they don't put any effort towards it. You know, they hover around that same spot that they were naturally able to do. And if given enough time, you could go from being something far lesser than them to far greater than their lift if you actually cared about getting better at that lift rather than just coping and saying that I suck at it. So I only say this because, again, time and time again, I've proven to myself that I can deadlift very well. I've showed that I can do pretty cool things on like the rings and stuff like that. But I never gave myself the time of day to get good at curls, extensions, chest, all these different muscle groups and lifts. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I didn't want to put the effort in to get there. And so if I can spare you the frustration of saying to people that you suck at something, just go in and try it time and time and time again and work at it until you really understand why you suck at it, so you can get better at all your weak points in order to make yourself a better, well-rounded lifter. That's that. It's a very short video, but it's straight to the point. Like, don't hold yourself back, because honestly, your limitation is your mind. And if you can get your mind to work into a way that'll make you want to get better at something, you will.